And then music. Wind chimes. Wind chimes are also earthquake chimes. Think all wind chimes sound alike. They do not. If your neighbor has wind chimes, you have wind chimes. Intuition is not the result of diet, rituals, or wind chimes. Wind chimes aren't just decorations. They elevate an outdoor space. Wind chimes will also please your neighbors, adding more charm to the community. Her laughter sounded like April showers, like whispered secrets, like glass wind chimes. Memorial wind chimes make excellent gifts for friends and relatives grieving a loss. Girls should be strong together, strong like steel, merry like the tinkling of chimes dancing in the wind. We do not remember days, we remember moments. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. I don't think of all the misery but the beauty that remains. The comfort of having a friend may be taken away, but not that of having had one. Ultimately, it's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. Like a bird singing in the rain, let grateful memories survive in times of sorrow. Death is not extinguishing the light. It only puts out the lamp because the dawn has come. Your life was a blessing, your memory a treasure. You are loved beyond words and missed beyond measure. The world's best and most beautiful things cannot be seen or touched. They must be felt with the heart. I still miss those I loved who are no longer with me, but I am grateful for having loved them. The gratitude has finally conquered the loss. It's a warm wind, the west wind, full of birds' cries. The wind is a harsh sound to get. It's constantly changing. You find out the strength of the wind by trying to walk against it, not by lying down. I love the feeling of the fresh air on my face and the wind blowing through my hair. I can't change the direction of the wind, but I can adjust my sails constantly to reach my destination. The sound of Zental's stillness is after all the thunder and wind have passed will be the ultimate word from God. Wherever wind visits, it freshens the air. Wherever wisdom visits, it freshens the mind. Who has seen the wind? Neither you nor I, but when the trees bow down their heads, the wind is passing by. The chill air and wintry winds. My ear has grown familiar with your song. I hear it in the opening year, I listen, and it cheers me long. So the substance of the winds is too thin for human eyes. Their written language is too difficult for human minds, and their spoken language is mostly too faint for the ears. But they chime out, thou little song of spring. Float in the blue skies ravishing. His words ring sweet as a chime of gold, and his eyes are lit with laughter. As distant memories, through the fog-dimmed light, queries to the muffled chime of church bell choir. In December ring every day the chimes. Loud the gleemen sing in the streets their merry rhymes. Accordingly, as a special treat, he took me one day to the top of the grand old tower to see the chimes played. No matter whether failure came 1,000 different times, life rang its golden chimes for one brief moment of success. The voice so sweet, the words so fair as some soft chime had stroked the air, and though the sound had parted thence, still left an echo in the sense. Those evening bells, how many a tale their music tells of youth and home, and that sweet time when last I heard their soothing chime. It is not fashionable anymore to regard one's mother in the way my brother and I had then, in the mid-1950s, when the noise outside the window was mostly wind and sea chime. It would no doubt be very sentimental to argue, but I would say nevertheless that the peculiar combination of joy and sadness in bell music, clock chimes and change ringing, is typical of England. Wind chimes are not just for homes, you can also use them for business and marketing purposes. Flying kites rustling leaves define windy days and, of course, the sound of wind chimes. The best wind chimes are part artwork and percussive instruments, but they all sound different. So wind chime. High-end outdoor design appeals to all the senses and the auditory elements are no exception. Wind chimes can create a calming and soothing effect, promoting relaxation and reducing stress. The best wind chimes offer a soothing melody and a simple way to add to your backyard's decor and ambience. Outdoor wind chimes make peaceful, soothing sounds on windy days. I always think of my grandma's house when I hear metal wind chimes. One element I love about being outside on the deck is hearing the wind chimes hanging by the sliding glass door to my kitchen. When choosing how to decorate your patio deck or porch for outdoor living in style this summer, remember to add the element of sound in the way of wind chimes. You'll hear a few things the second you wake up in the south: chirping birds, trucks speeding down the street, and wind chimes.